help you manage your finances with ease and security. Call Ken Do, 423-381-3427.
It's our weekly Logan Thompson Law Firm segment. We're joined by Matthew Coleman. And Matt, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing all right, I'm still here. So
I'm seeing all the cookies and the scooters. How often do you actually eat before you come to work? Scheduling your customers to come in and bring food.
Just straight on through, man.
Yeah.
There's got to be something good about this job.
It's a perk.
Whatever. And hello to my friend Brandy King. How are you?
Good morning. Doing great. How are you doing?
Of course, communications with Cleveland City Schools. Once a month here, the Logan Thompson Law Firm turns over their time to update you on the Cleveland Board of Education. Of course, Matthew is a Cleveland Board of Education school board member. All right, Matt, give me the very latest from last night.
It was a fun evening versus last month that went, very, very long. We just had a lot of celebrations that really went on last night. First, we spotlighted Blythe Bower, and, this is one of these schools that we actually got to visit about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and did a tour of the school. They just continue to excel over there. And so they've been recognized by the state with their academic growth and their improvement across the board. They've recently been named as a reward school, being in the top 5% academically. We moved on and talked about transportation, and we were here, I think it was last year. We had to make a shift in our bus schedules and the starting of the various schools. And at that time, the problem was we just didn't have enough school drivers to be able to get the students where they needed to be at that time. And the board worked with the transportation department, Hal Taylor, and increased some wages for those employees and did a heavy recruiting process. And he came to us today and said he's got enough drivers to be able to get everyone there. And the transportation department's in a great spot. And so that was really, a positive thing. We had kids that were getting there after school was starting because they were doing 2 runs with some of those buses. And so it's just been a challenge nationwide, we know, and then also with us.
Appreciate the advanced technology as well with our school buses.
Yeah, great point on that. So we've put in on a couple of the buses a camera system that allows them to monitor what's going on around the buses because there's been a lot of harm to students where drivers have tried to pass buses at the wrong spot, and we have these dangers. And so this has been a system that they've tested, and we'll discuss it later on, but ultimately may implement it on more buses and work with the city and the police department to make sure that those violations get enforced, all for the safety of the students. And so one of the mottos there was nobody ever really gets a ticket twice once they've been approached by that. And I remember, rabbit hole here, I remember driving home as a 16, 17-year-old kid on one of the back roads, and I pulled up too close behind one of the school buses. And at that point, in whatever it was, the early 90s, the bus driver just stopped the car, got out, walked back to me, and lit into me.
Really?
And says, you're not supposed to be within a certain number of feet behind this school bus. And that has stuck with me today. I can remember the exact road that it happened on. And, it was impactful. So I think this will also be of a great benefit and safety to those kids. Dug into some of the athletics, Cleveland wrestling. I'm sure they'll be in here again, but 8 straight state championships with the men, 3 with the women. Just an incredible program they're putting on. Bowling, qualified for the state, big record there. Welding competition came up here recently. Didn't talk much about it last night, but I turned on the news, and here we had this 15-minute segment, I think on Channel 9, where they talked about the welding program and how that competition was really giving the students an opportunity to get a head start into a lot of those welding unions and other programs throughout the region, which is good. Our job is really to prepare kids for their next phase in their life. For some, that might be college, but for others, might be vocational programs, and frankly, a lot of those guys are getting paid more than some of us. Those vocational programs are fantastic. Got in and had a presentation by the Bradley Cleveland Public Education Foundation. Lynn Voles, Lori McNulty, the vice president over there.
Lori McNulty? How many people said no?
Well,
Lori? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and they did a fantastic job.
I love Lori McNulty.
And if you spend some time, and I know you have with the Public Education Foundation, those stewards of our money, what they are filtering essentially into the school systems. I can't think of anyone else better. And so whenever I have a donation, whenever I want to give my money, I give it to them. Because they can leverage that money and create these great programs. And every year they do the luncheon that we go to, where they will show the people how their money has been spent. And so they highlighted a lot of that. They talked about a telemedicine program. They've been working with the Coy Pediatrics, the LEAD Fellows they do every year, which is enhancing the educational, the teachers and educational programs. Key Waller and the Billboard program for the art has been great. Another Cleveland High School grad. Key Everhart, I guess, and Key Waller now.
She prefers Everhart, by the way. I don't know. That's what she said.
Well, we all would, you know.
I still call her Kim Everhart.
But they've been really, really great. And so you keep looking back at the community and see what these alumni are bringing back to the program has been fantastic. While we're on alumni, I think the Alumni Hall of Fame is receiving applications still.
That's right.
For another month or so.
May 1st is the deadline for that, so if you know someone who is a Cleveland High School graduate, of course, go to the Cleveland High School website. There's a page dedicated just to alum, and if you know someone who's gone above and beyond, someone that really deserves that recognition, we want to know about it.
I think so. And a lot of times in the past, we've had a lot of educators that have been nominated, but you know, I think looking outside that scope at the other business leaders, we had Mitch Patel last year and some others. I mean, there have been some graduates of the Cleveland program that have just done so well in this community. And when they make that presentation, they make it at the high school in front of the entire student body. And that inspires those students to be able to see they can do anything. And so we want to get some good nominations this year and really present those. Somebody complained to me, oh, we've got this, we've got that, and I look at them and say, well, who did you nominate last year?
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
And so if you can think of somebody, and I've got somebody I'm going to put in this year, we need to continue to do that.
Actually.
Also inspiring, they go into the classrooms and speak individually to each class, and I think that is remarkable, and students really take a lot away from that. So it's a great thing.
We're joined by Brandy King also. Brandy, give me an update. What do you have for us this morning?
Well, I really wanted to just take a moment and pause and say thank you to Mr. Coleman and to everyone else on our board, because it is Board Appreciation Week, but we don't celebrate our board just during the month of January, you know, Board Appreciation Month, or just during the week. We celebrate them always, and we thank them for the selflessness that they have. They go into our schools, our board members, and they take care of us, and they want the best for each student, and that's so important, and it's just an amazing thing to see. And we appreciate our school board members from here to beyond.
It's quite a service they provide, and thanks to our school board, all of you.
It's like the old National Guard. They said, 1 week in a month, and it's not been 1 week in a month. But
I was going to say
they gave us a basket last night. Inside that basket was something from each of the schools, and some of the schools wrote notes, had the students write notes, and I brought one of them with me tonight because I just this morning. And it was one of the students from Candies Creek, Anne Marie Eldridge, wrote, and I'll kind of paraphrase down here, thanks to you and to all of the other school board people, you have set a really good example for the younger kids, but maybe even the adults. Because of you, you are being a great role model. And I think that is something that maybe we'll begin to close with, of just the efforts that we make on the school board. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. All of our politicians may agree and disagree about various issues. We just went through the voucher debate, et cetera, but people watch us, and we need to be continuing to give back into this community. I know you've got Lee McChesney coming here in a few minutes to talk about some of those community servants throughout this area, and we as a people need to continue to do that, pour into our community and set the example for the younger kids that hopefully will be taking care of us one day.
The 20th of February, he won't tell you, but Matt is going to be one of those Community First Award winners with Cleveland State. Hey, Bridget, Board Appreciation, hand this to Matthew Coleman.
He spent a lot of
Directly
time
from
preparing those cookies, right?
So we're going. We're going to make fun of the gift. Go ahead them to it.
That's all right.
But if he's going to make fun of the gift, he ain't getting them. Give them to Brandy.
It's all right.
She
I was
deserves
told
more than he does
told
anyway. That's unbelievable.
told to laugh at your gallon of masking tape or duct tape
All
in
right, here
this morning.
Well, it came loose, and yet I'm still on the air, so the Lord has a plan. So anyway, the Logan Thompson Law Firm, they turn their time over once a month for the Cleveland Board of Education. But my goodness, they do stuff on a daily basis. They're at Logan Thompson Law, LoganThompsonLaw.com. Guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the cookies.
Yeah,
Think
thank
about
you.
me
Well,
while
thank
you're
you.
in there.
Yeah.
Oh, who's going to get them? Oh, man! Split them up.
We can share.
There you go. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
We do have Lee McChesney coming in next.